The latest Datos and Spartoro State of Search report is out, and woo-wee, it's a humdinger. Okay, I want to show you this in particular, which is the percent of people, the percent of people who are using search versus AI versus e-commerce platforms. So this is essentially the percent of all visits that Datos saw in their panel that are taken up by, you know, whatever. In AI, it would be like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Claude and Gemini and all of those. And so you can see what it was Q4 2024, 1.07%, and it's nearly 50% growth to 1.5%. Now you might argue, gosh, it's still, 10 times smaller than traditional search and e-commerce. And like, sure, yes, that's true, but there's definite growth. But then when you dig into the growth, that's where things get really fascinating. I want to show you a whole bunch of stuff in here, but I'm just going to focus on this for this short video. Okay, so Google AI mode, this is the first time it's been included in our State of Search report with Datos, and you can look at this growth. That is dramatic growth in the US. Look at what happened when it launched in the EU and UK. Massive growth. Like basically both are at 0.6%, which granted a very tiny slice, but when you think about 3 trillion searches a year happening on Google, this is big. If this growth rate continues over the next few years, we could see AI mode be significant, but it's going to be a long road. I think we're going to have to keep watching it in all the other quarters. Okay, but look at this other data on AI growth. So this is share of desktop users. That narrative that so many people have been talking about how Google and Gemini are overtaking ChatGPT in terms of growth rate, that looks valid to us. Like you can see here, right? It was 24% to 4% back here. Now Google is at 12%. ChatGPT has only grown to 32%. And in fact, the last few months since September, they have been shrinking in share of desktop users using ChatGPT while Gemini's been growing. When you break out Gemini and DeepSeek and Copilot and the other ones, almost everyone's pretty flat. There was that big DeepSeek spike when they launched in the US and got a bunch of attention. But since then, they've kind of plateaued and declined. Gemini is the breakout winner there. If you look at the EU, UK, you see the same story. People are adopting Gemini at very fast growth rates. I think Google is showing themselves to be a huge force in AI. They also looked at some AI destinations and where people are going. You can see Canva and NIH and Anthropic, right, getting some of that attention. There's one more thing I thought in here that, oh man, I really want to show people. Look at what is going on with social and content platforms. So these are searches per US desktop searcher. I want to show you that one too. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Here's Pinterest back in October 2024. And if you've been watching Pinterest, they have been really growing their number of searches per searcher, getting a ton more activity. I realized they had that high conflict where like AI slop was entering there, but it looks like they've been having a good amount of success. Whereas Twitter's had this plateau sort of decline, not a lot of movement anywhere else that we're seeing. I thought I would see Reddit higher, and while Reddit's visits are doing well, you cannot see them sort of winning in search. So people are not searching on Reddit, which I don't do either because I don't know if you've tried Reddit search. It's not great. I'm shocked at how little they've invested there. A lot of flatness in here. Anyway, if you have questions about what's going on in the broad ecosystem in the US or the EU, UK on search, this report is a must-have. I highly recommend you download it. There's a ton of data in here. You can see it's 35 pages. My takes are in there. You can get it on Datos' website. I'll leave the link in the comments.